So it's Jayson Brooks. His piece is called Pigeons. Welcome him up here. I'm really excited to hear it.
Holy beans, you know. It's so loud out in the house. There we go. Hi, how's it going? I'm nervously excited to be here. It's so weird because I have edited this piece to death to the point where it no longer even bears any vague resemblance to the piece Pigeons, which helped inform the tune that you're going to hear after this. So while everyone else's song had something to do with their essay, this one's just a shot in the dark. Oh man, yeah, I really wanted to come in here and lay the pigeon smack on you, talk about my uncle from Detroit who used to raise pigeons on his roof. Yeah, but that would be untrue. I have no family in Detroit. My mother's an only child, so I have no uncles. And I've never even seen a pigeon. No, when I first started this, I was full of metaphors about doves and pigeons, and I talked about striving to transcend your station and about selling weed and shooting another 10th grader in the knee with a blowgun and seducing and extorting older men when I was underage and my first arrest. And after writing a few pages of it, though it may have been mildly entertaining for a first-time listener, it was not at all enlightening and actually sounded dickish and braggy. It felt stupid and stale to be proud of my piddling incursions across the line of codified legality, so I decided to write about something else. A moment of shame. Not necessarily illegal, but criminal nonetheless. And let me warn you now, yuck it up now, motherfuckers, because it gets real dark from here. I really wish that I had taken time to write more comedy in this, because everyone else was delightfully funny. I'm just saying, get the last laughs in. And I also kind of took an odd format for the story, so forgive my impertinence. When the summer came, you were not around. Now that summer's gone, love cannot be found. Where were you when I needed you last winter? She was hurting from a place deep inside, that same place where life was hiding. Had you not burrowed deep for the long winter, squirreling your comfort away for yourself alone, why the doctors would never have known her name, the pills would never have dulled her brain, the razors would never have spoken her shame. They say that if you seek to make God chuckle, you should use the word never. Your cold shoulder froze her sanity in the night. Moonlight can't melt ice. Your door was closed to her for no better reason than your being bored with her love. Your being disdainful of the trust which she hid in your lies. Your being a pilot when she needed a pugilist. Your being was flawed. She took the time to become what she wasn't for your sake, and you took the time to ignore her sacrifice and suffering for the sake of your new toy. He shone with a newness that of course you didn't see in your old friend. You had gone dull with apathy, making it ironic that he only loved you for your gleam. So you lay with him and shudder mentally every time you hear her scream, calling as she would bolt for the toilet each morning to spill her guts to the only God who listened, a porcelain deity who was all ears and no judgments, begging that God to let her morning nausea be psychosomatic, pleading that her belly not be made a home, for she was out of room even for her own precious life. And her God's enigmatic reply was a whoosh. What was she to make of it? So she screamed her thanks into her pillow each morning, leaking tears which dried into salty symbols that translated into abandonment from her Lord's cruel tongue. And so you turned a dead organ, form of blind eye, form of deaf ear, form of utterly numb hand, heart, and tongue. And you hid. And the doctors took her burden, and she, normally a big, beautiful woman, began to lose weight. It started suddenly. You could not notice that she seemed somehow less potent when she emerged from her self-imposed sequestration on the 5th day after the procedure. Secretly, she had been taking the food that they left for her and pitching it out the window, leaving it on the altar of the slipway between our building and the next, offering it up to the Almighty to choke as she had while begging for help from the one she served diligently all her life. The denial of her friends crushed her even more than her mute God, even more than the afternoon procedure which subtotaled our youthful sexual tab. She took no food because mastication and digestion took too much energy away from creating the fully recovered, precision-adjusted facade. Mary wants to be a superwoman, despite what's floating in her mind. And all the things she wants to be, she needs to leave behind. She left herself behind, pound after pound. But very well, I believe I know you very well. She smiled with everything but her eyes and thought, very well, wish that you knew me too very well. And very well it was, because nobody saw her fade away. And very well it was because she needed to take a bath today. And very well it was because the itch in her wrist was actually driving her sane. And very well it was because she didn't take her life, no. She just slipped away down the drain. Very well, and I wish I could cope with everything going through your head. You see, indifference is the original sin, and this world is a sinner's paradise. We get overwhelmed and we shut down. We even come up with a guilt-alleviating name for it: compassion fatigue. When you feel like a pigeon among doves, it's easy to forget that we're all the same. It's the small indifferences that numb the self to compassion. They accumulate like tar in a smoker's lungs, like plaque in the arteries until you're dead to the world. I used to be dead, but I was resurrected by her death. I was shocked into forgetting how not to care, and it saved my fucking life. Even when I care too much and get my feelings hurt, I feel an abstract gratitude to have feelings that can hurt, because I stare into the eyes of the dead often, and I know I never want to be that motherfucker again. I'm also grateful to know the value of failure, of mistakes. Mistakes are like rainy days, man. Nobody wants a rainy day. There's too much shit to do. But rain makes the flowers grow. Rain keeps your belly full. And mistakes, if you're aware enough to learn from them, they keep your humility hale and hearty. So even though I cheer my resurrection and my accomplishments, I learn next to nothing from the sedative satisfaction of success. I am who I am because of my mistakes, and not only am I more alive because of them, I am more able to recover from future ones because I'm a seasoned fuck-up. Don't get me wrong, I don't revel in flagellation, but I can't fail to acknowledge the imprecisions that brought me here. I don't live in my past mistakes. I live from them. Part of caring is forgiveness, which many of us practice everywhere but in the mirror, and some of us only practice in the mirror. For those of us who have a problem with it, here's a tip. Finding the lesson enables you to forgive yourself, and being able to be grateful for the lesson honors the casualties of your failings. Thank you.